Good afternoon. Today is the 26th of April and here we are at Pride of Longbridge 2025 for part 4 of a slightly shambolic shuffle. I do apologise in advance if I get things wrong, if I fall over, if it is a terrible video. I'm afraid it's just the way that goes on this channel. And also, we don't talk about diesels on this channel, viewers. Thank you, Mayor of London and all your friends around the country for your stupid ultra emission and clean air zones. We'll start off with this MGTF in Trophy Blue. We've seen quite a few MGTFs and other things in Trophy Blue so far today. With a hard top on. Late registered MGZT on a 2007 plate. Registered, I think, by that dealership in Bristol that had tons of these for some reason. And yes, it is a petrol one, that's good. That's what we prefer, of course. Has this car actually just got a very similar plate to another one I've seen, or is my eyes deceiving me? Because this car looks different with this carbon fibre style bonnet and thing. But yes, MG6, about 2012-13, something like that. Early MGF, 1996. In this sort of green colour that's had some, looks like some competition history, this one. And then another very early MG6, this is 11, so it's right at the beginning of MG6 production, which lasted from 2011 to 2016. 2016 they stopped making cars entirely in Longbridge. That wasn't me, viewers. 2000 MGF. Like something much older. Wow. An Austin 1100 Mark II automatic from 1968 to 1969. Lovely ADO 16. We like these views very much. I've driven a couple of them. One was a 1.1, one was a 1.3, and they were both fantastic in their own ways. Very late Austin Westminster, this one, 1967 on an E. It was the last year I've actually made these. Fabulous cars, these. And we've got an award there. And a beige leather interior of wood. So it'll be a A110, this will be. But we've got this mini, I can't remember what these are called actually, these sort of beach buggy type things. Not the best car for driving around on a wet winter's evening, I should imagine, but absolutely fabulous. I like that. And an Austin 7 as well, because why not? They're surprisingly affordable, Austin 7s actually. You'd think they would be really expensive. They're not. You can pick up a decent one for about £5,000. Then a larger Austin, I think this is no, it's not a 10, it'll be larger than that, won't it? Maybe a 12. Don't know. We've got a Morris 8. Not really my sort of expertise on this pre-war stuff, yes, but I'm pleased it's here. There's the back of this Austin. And then we've got a Mini Moke. By this stage, this is an 88, 89 car. They were built in Portugal, first of all in Britain, then Australia, and then by this time Portugal, because it's an 87 car, that one. Austin, I don't know, 12, 6, something like that. And then something else that we enjoy here, an SD3. We like these viewers very much. I mean, if this is a Vanden Pla, we'd be sort of investigating buying something like this.
So I'm just admiring something that if you tried to come round where I live, you'd catch one of the fenders on the brickwork.
Here we go. 216S 1988-89, and it's got windy windows. We prefer a Vanden Pla, but we can't be too choosy today, can we, viewers? Federal specification MG midget from 1975. Look at this. Extraordinary little things. Got side marker lights. Unique tail lights actually on this. Comparison to British ones, and enormous bumpers. Wow. And then we've got this rubber bumper MGTF from 1975. It's only done 9,700 miles. Call 07795379578. As Mr. Bill from the Field Power channel says, this could be yours. Like, there's a bit of bodywork to do on there, to be honest, but I don't know what the owner wants for it, but yeah, they're quite good fun, those. Earlier MGB here, 72, 73 on a K, with the Roadstar wheels. And then an MGA 1600, this will be from the early 60s. Someone's put a 5-speed gearbox in there, which is probably quite sensible, to be honest. 2 MGTFs, because of course we need some more. Always room for more. These have both got parking sensors. It's probably a good idea actually, because if you've got the hood up on one of these, it's a little bit tricky to park. I know, because I came with one today. This is a really late MGB actually. It's sort of 79 to 80, but it's a a chrome bumper conversion. Personally, I'm a bit sort of ambivalent about this sort of thing, but it looks alright. Then in 1954, I imagine this is a TF 1500. Yes, it is, it even tells you. With optical instruments and a beige leather interior. Wonderful. 1970 to 1971 MGB. With the wire wheels. And then a TF LE 500. These are the latest of the late. These are the ones that were built under Nanjing Automotive between 2008 and 2011. Wonderful. With a lovely 1983 Metro here. I think this is a 1.3 actually. It's owned by, his name is Neil. It's got some MG Metro wheels on it. Yeah, 1.3 HLE. Lovely condition. That was in the concourse section at the NEC once where I saw it. Unfortunately didn't win. Then MGZS 180 facelift. Again, probably the most common car that's actually here. Next to the 2003 Trophy Blue MGTF with extraordinary front spoiler on it. I don't think I've seen one like that before, really. (2003) MGZS 180 in Trophy Blue. And then 2005 to 6 MGZS was a personal plate. It could be a later registration date, but the car would have been made in 2005, of course. And we've got both the spoilers on there. We've got the little one and the big one. 2023 MGHS. Just realised we didn't go down this way early on in the year, so we're going to have to retrace our steps to some extent. There's a lot more to go actually. There's tons more to see. I drove one of those when it first came out actually. I quite enjoyed it. Oh, hello. MG Maestro 8586 registration, 2 litre EFI, 3250. Call 07730331727. I do like these MG Maestro 2 litre EFIs. I drove one I think 2 years ago. It was pretty good. Very early Rover 45 here.
Yeah, I got these on 75.
2001 advanced, I don't know. Oh, 1495, doesn't look too bad. Pretty clean. 43,000 miles. Cool. 07958584015. As Mr. Bill from the Field Power channel says, this could be yours. Right, we'll look at the Metro first, viewers, because it's less likely to have an engine we can't talk about. 90 to 1991 Rover Metro 1.4 GTI. This does have the 95 brake horsepower engine in it. Another ZT. This one is a petrol, I have checked. Facelift one, so 2004 to 2005. So, early MGF, this one with the Gingicators. 1996, 1997. Looks in remarkably clean condition actually, that. Well, let's skip that ZTT, viewers. Early 45 here, 2000 2001 plate. Probably a 1.8 connoisseur with the automatic gearbox. Very often we see this acclaim of these events. And we've got a little front here as well. Hello. It's not very responsive today, viewers, I'm afraid. It's quite a late acclaim. They finished in 1984 on an A plate, so all got the same engine. I drove an acclaim actually quite a few years ago now at Roverfest 2022. Quite enjoyed it actually. Then 2003 to 4 MGTF. Right, viewers, let's get to the next section. Mini Clubman Estate, 1980. Like many of you, I'm a bit funny about silver and black plates on cars that I'm quite old not to have them, but we'll let this one off, I think. Quite rare to find one that's you know, actually in this sort of condition. A lot of them I've seen that have been a bit tatty. This one's just lovely.
Instead, they showed
Metro Minis. 1973, Wolseley 6, so quite late as far as the land crabs go. They were discontinued in 1975. I forget the name of this colour. It looks like zircon blue, which was a Rover colour, but could be wrong entirely. Looks very different on camera actually. But we've got this crazy old Austin Racer thing next to a very late MGF actually. The very earliest MGTFs were on 51 plates. They were obviously, you know, factory cars, things like that. Most of the customer cars appeared on 2002 plates. A very late MGF indeed. Austin 10 Litchfield, 1935. I wonder how many of these we sold actually in Litchfield. Terrible joke. Of course, if you're watching this far, then you're used to terrible jokes by now. Austin A55 Cambridge. Wow. B from the late 50s. 1933 Austin 7 RP Saloon. Such a tiny little car. MGTF 160 with matching hardtop in a monogram colour. I forget what monogram is actually called for this particular shade. Austin 7 from the 20s, I would have thought. This is zircon blue though, this Rover. P5B Coupe, 1970-71 on J. 1998-1999 MGF. – 2003 to 4 MGTF with interesting interior. Ooh, very nice. 1993-1994 Rover 620 GSI in dark blue with a beige leather interior and wood. No airbag. I do like a nice beige leather interior. We prefer a 623 GSI, but I mean, that'll be nice anyway, won't it? Very nice. Another TF. This is a very late one, March 2005, owned by Ian Pogson, who was one of the main people at MG Rover back in the day. MG05 POG, there we go. Mini Red Hot Special Edition from the late 80s. Original order form, we date this exactly April 1988. There we go. Another Wolseley Land Crab in this extraordinary sort of aubergine type shade. That's good, isn't it, viewers? Another Wolseley 6, 72, 73. 2000 Rover 75 in Wedgwood Blue, 1.8. This is a Cali built car, dual sills. Like this one here actually as well.
How are you doing, Longbridge?
2.5 V6 this one. Maybe a club because of the fabric interior, not a leather interior. Then a late minor van
I get a bit. Yeah, I don't have to stop.
on
But I know it's going forward.
an H plate. This is actually an Austin badge one. There wasn't really any difference between the Austin and the Morris versions by this stage apart from the badges. They only came in 68, the Austin badge ones, to replace the A35 van. Come back to about 75 in a bit, viewers. 2005 MGZT 260. Yes. Lovely. Another Cali built car, this one. This one's a 2 litre V6. Beige interior, not leather. Very nice. Club SE Atlantic Blue. Then a ZR. From 2004 to 5, like the one next to it. This is a 160, 2004 to 5. And Firefrost. There you go, there's a VVC motor there. It's out straight away to 160 by that. Rover 25 that's had a bit of modification done again. I think Firefrost seems to be the most common colour here for the later MG Rover cars. Rover 200 with late Rover 25 or 45 wheels. With the K-Series engine. 25, I've seen this one before. I can't for the life of me remember who owns this now. I've forgotten. Rover 25 Advantage, excellent. And a nice V6 engined Rover 75 Tourer. 2001 to 2 registration. It's a manual as well. Excellent. Right, down the end of this row. Can't be talking about this, viewers. If not, we will be moving on. Yes, we can. Nice sort of end of the line ZT from 2005. So, Triumph Spitfire Mark IV with the Dunlop alloy wheels. 1974, 1975. I wonder if that's original plate. It probably is actually. Rover 110. He's somewhere between 1962 and 1964. I suspect we'll be seeing a few more P4s here today, viewers, as well. Another one of these minor vans. I wonder if it's a Morris badge one this time. 2 CVCs over Austin badges. Another Austin badge. Gosh, I'm reading. Tons of them. 69 to 70 on an H. And then I think this, yeah, it's a 1966 Princess 4 litre saloon, I think they called these. In 1978, there was an episode of Professionals called Blind Rumble. They completely destroyed one of those. Quite good fun. Then an Austin A30 4-door saloon with the little 803cc engine. Personally, though, viewers, I prefer this Austin Ambassador wire edge. Yes, viewers, it is a wire edge, and yes, I have driven one of these. It was also a wire edge. It wasn't this colour. Of course, it has to be this colour due to the old 500 bus of Shuttleworth series from 1997, I think that was broadcast. I really enjoy Austin Ambassadors here. This is a 2 litre HL like the one that I drove last year. I quite like those. Very rare now. Moggy Mark and Sue vintage. And this one is actually a Morris badge one. It's quite an early one as well. It's got a pressed steel grille on it. Wow. More Morris Minor action here. 4-door saloon, 6768 on an F. I forget the name of this colour, I'm afraid. I have driven the Minor saloon, but it was a 2-door. It was a 69 Trafalgar Blue. Right, we'll skip that views and move on to this one. 1971 Austin 1100 Mark II 2-door. Yes, you get a 2-door or a 4-door for this. The 2-doors tend to be rarer these days for some reason. And then a Metro Mosaic. This was a special edition in 1989 and 1990. This one's had the MG Metro wheels added to it. It would have been much more basic. Look at that crazy steering wheel. I drove one of these actually in 2022, I think it was. For 1 litre. Right, let's not fall over all these chairs for you. Let's just be careful here. Let's not fall over. Another 2-litre HL Austin Ambassador. Wow, not a wire edge. So there's actually quite a few 2-litre HLs. So what I drove is there's that beige one and there's this one, at least. Wow, okay. The one I drove had actually a Van den Ploer interior in it, so there we go. We do enjoy these. This is presumably an 83. And then Morris Marina Estate, and not the Morris Marina Estate but I drove last year, another one. This is like a sort of 78 or 79.
They do diagnostic and all that, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, all sorts of things really.
She's not even noticing I'm here. I'll just creep by. There we go. What a maxi. To walk around this A35 first, we'll have a look at the A35 first, and then we'll have a look at the the maxi. Very nice. You see the difference actually between the A30, A35 is the rear window for a start. Very nice. Bright coloured maxi. 1500 actually, so a base model from 78, 79. The 1500s were discontinued in around 1979, so quite a late 1500. And then we've got an Austin A40 Sports from 1952. This was bodied by Jensen, who also built a much larger version of the car, which is called the Jensen Interceptor. Yes, it was called the Interceptor, much before the Interceptors that we sort of love came out in the 60s. So yeah, very handsome car. Quite expensive to build, but they didn't actually make that many of them really. They weren't that popular. It's a shame. Then Austin A70 pickup, I think this is. I think it's an A70.
When I went to
This would be from the early 50s. There we go. 1950, there we go. Sorry, A40, I do apologise. I should look at the sign before I start filming you, that would be better, wouldn't it? And we've got another one of these. I think again this probably an A70, could be wrong. Another A40 Sport. I've never seen two of these together in my life. That's extraordinary. Wow. Good representation with sort of by these sort of clubs of the older Austins here today actually. Considering how rare these cars are. And then we've got another one. Column change, probably terrible brakes, so probably not for me, but some people like them, don't they? Depends what you're used to, doesn't it? Right, let's go through here. 1957 Morris Minor 1000. Excellent. It's a nice colour. Some more comfortable seats in there. Not a bad idea, really. And then a Wolseley 1500. I think I prefer the Riley version personally to get a rev counter in those, but it's very nice. And we've got two more 1500s here. There were, I think, 3 marks for both of these, but what the differences are between them, don't ask me, I don't know. Let's not fall over this bit of tape here, viewers. Let's try to be careful. There's always a risk of falling over during the Shambolic shuffles, of course. Wolseley Hornet, Mark II, 1966. Lovely, lovely colour, and actually the mini lights suit that quite well. Obviously the 1500 was based on the Minor, but a lot posher, and the Hornet was based on the Mini, but much posher. Both of them had different styling at front and rear from the sort of cheaper models they're based on. This Wolseley, I think this would be 1100 actually for 66. Yeah, it's 1100. And then we have a later one here, that's the 66, this is the 172. It's a 1300 Mark II. There we go. Very nice. Someone's rather excited in here, aren't they? Yes, you are. You're excited about the video, aren't you? Excited. So big old Austin here, what, 16, something like that. And then a Rover 105S from the late 50s. There was a 105R and a 105S. The 105R actually had an automatic gearbox in it, which was really strange. And this will be the more conventional manual model. Let's go around this way. MGA 1600 to be from the early 60s, that one. Then yeah, that's the front of the Rover 105S. 1969 to 1970 Morris Minor 2-door. It's a nice colour, that, actually. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's always a risk of trying to do these videos, just crash into people and fall over and things. Very early Austin A55 Mark II Cambridge, this one. The A60s with the 1.6 litre engine came in 1961, so this will be either a 59 or a 60. Might be a 58 actually. A little bit later is this Rover 2000 Series 1.5, 72, 73 on an L. It's just before the 2200s came out. Still got that really early style strip speedo from the first 2000, which was introduced in 1963 in this car. Then another chrome bumper conversion MGB GT, be a 1980 only car, possibly registered in 81, but production admin didn't finish when the factory closed down in 1980. So it would have originally had rubber bumpers, which I would prefer, you know, to sort of leave on the car, but you can't have everything, can you? Two much earlier MGB GTs here, 7071 on the J. With a fish mouth grille, so 71 probably. And then 7273, which has a slightly later grille on it. With some interesting wheels. I don't know what those are off actually, I'm not 100% sure. Then a Rover P5B Saloon, one of the last ones, 7273 registration. Production actually finished in 73. I drove one of these actually about 3 years ago for the 6,000 subscriber special, which one of my friends actually owns. I don't know where it is today. He's not coming it, so it's not here. And then, wow, really early Sherpa. Wow, very, very early. I think these were launched about 1974, and this is a 74-75 registration. Goodness me. Oh, here we go. Here's the original bill of sale from 1975. There we go, Leyland Auto Sleeper. Deluxe Sherpa chassis. Wonderful, it's trying to fall over somebody behind me. Looking backwards this time, viewers. 73, 74 round arch MG Midget Mark III, I think this would be. Next to this quite low specification Maestro, 83, 84 registration. Not the lowest of the low, because you didn't even get a passenger mirror in the base spec Maestros, but not far off. Maybe that's a base spec Maestro, if you've not got a rear wiper on that. Maybe it's a base spec one with an optional passenger mirror. Goodness me. Anyway, Austin A30. Is that the original bill of sale? Yes, it is, from January 1955, and it is an A30. Mini Cooper 35th anniversary edition. This is August 1996. It's a very late Mark 6. This one would be. Mark 7s came out the same year as this one. 72, 73 MGB. Just after the fish mouth grill, yeah. Oh no, sorry, we've still got fish mouth grill, so it'll be 72 then. Speedwell Mini. Sort of 1967, something like that. Yeah, 67, 68. Speedwell were a tuning firm back in the day. Right, skip over that one and onto this Vitesse. Very nice, Moonraker Blue Vitesse. 1984, 1985. The Vitesse I drove last year, which is at Great British Car Journey, where we're going tomorrow, actually was also this colour. It was a very late one. It was a 1986. Steering wheel on these is really odd. Look at that. Odd wheel. Very sort of 70s looking thing. Obviously it's an 80s car, but they were designed in the mid 70s. Right, I think that is enough, viewers, for this particular part. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and we shall see you again shortly for some more incorrect information.